Hey, you guys, this is Shonellis for news, views, and conversations. Just popping in on this Sunday to give you all the happenings that have been happening. Oh boy, I always have like a whole bunch of bullet points, like what to hit on, what needs to be discussed, and every time I never know where to start because there's so much. So I'm sure you guys have already heard, how Don Lemon got arrested. Of course, he got out and didn't even have a bail because this is BS as into why he was even arrested in the first place for the church protest that he was not a part of. He was only there as a journalist to cover the story. So Trump, of course, he had to prove a point, as he always does. He arrested Don Lemon and I think two other ladies, I think that were a part of the protest that actually, they pretty much organized it for the most part. So they were arrested and they tried to pretty much throw Don Lemon into it. And I already knew it wasn't going anywhere, but just like I said, Trump had to try it. He had to try to throw Don Lemon in it. They've, gone back and forth, throughout the years. I mean, he doesn't like Don Lemon's commentary, anything Don Lemon, Trump can't stand, and Don Lemon always gives him the business. So he had to prove a point. I didn't think that he was going to do it because the first judge they went to trying to get it done, he was like, "Nah," the Minnesota judge, he was like, "No, I'm not doing that, whatever, whatever." So they just kept going until they finally got, the grand jury to do it. And from what I'm hearing everyone say, they will indict a ham sandwich. So that's how he got, arrested. But of course, he's out. And I'm thinking he's still going to do the Grammys. I got to go back and check and see what the next thing is with that. But ultimately, to me, he did it to try to embarrass Don more than anything. And like I said, to prove his white supremacy point that I can do this to you. That's how I see it. But then I begin to question what happened to the white guy that stormed Jamal Bryant's church, saying all what he was saying, how Jamal Bryant's going to jail or hell, pretty much. He even mentioned the former pastor, Pastor Eddie Long, that passed some years back. So why didn't they arrest that white guy when he stormed Jamal Bryant's church? Just a lot of questions that come to mind because we're clearly seeing that they're selectively picking who they want to arrest, who they want to bring charges to, and who they're not going to, even bother. Okay, also, what about the January 6ers of 2020? Not only did they storm the Capitol, but they also took a crap on Nancy Pelosi's desk. The disrespect, but they say that they're patriots. I don't see it. So we're sitting here watching them, come after all the people that they shouldn't be coming after. So anybody that does Trump's bidding, he's not going to come after them. He's only going to come after the ones that speak against him and they don't agree with his foolishness and all the things that he does. So why isn't anything being done about what happened to Renee Good and Alex Preddy? Okay, so they tried to close it up pretty much to where they're not going to be able to investigate what happened to Renee Good, but it's really coming up with what happened to Alex Preddy. Now that part is coming up with Alex Preddy because I'm finding out 11 days before they deleted him. They showed the different videos pretty much of, him kicking the back of their, vehicles, trying to make them leave. So they wanted to really show him in an aggressive manner. Say, yeah, that's why, they came after him. So I'm like, well, that's not good for you guys. It looks like you came back for get back because it shows him kicking the, the van, truck, whatever they were driving or whatever. And so it shows him in an aggressive manner. And so now they're saying 11 days before they actually deleted him, they had broken his ribs or something like that. And so when they ran into him again, it went down. So that's not a good look. It looks like you planned to assassinate him when you ran into him again because you didn't like the fact that he challenged you along with the other protesters that were out there as well. So just a whole lot going on, a whole lot of the main thing that's going on is you are coming after the people that speak against you, but anybody that helps you do your dirt, you have nothing to say about them at all. So it's just a big mess. And the other fallout that I'm looking at is so he pretty much told Minnesota, if you want us to leave, if you want ICE to be gone from Minnesota, we need your voter rolls. So not only is he sending ICE to or keeping ICE in Minnesota, they just touched down in Atlanta last week at the Fulton County voter registration places there to actually take the Fulton County ballots of 2020. It is never a dull moment with him. So why are we going back 6 years to the voter rolls, the voter ballots for 2020? So he's still trying to say that we cheated, he won, and so on and so forth. I mean, he's just not even worth it at this point. That's why I've been saying I discuss him, but it's been minute because it's the same BS. I mean, with everything that's going on, I will continue to say that he's continually flooding the zone because he does not want the main thing to come out, which is the Epstein files. He doesn't want it to come out. I honestly, my opinion only, allegedly, this is how I feel, my brain only. I feel like he's trying to trash the United States because of all of the dirt and the magnitude of the weight of what the Epstein files hold against him. I feel like that's why he's trying to trash the United States. I feel like that's why he's doing all the stuff that he's doing, flooding the zone. He's coming from different countries. He's stealing their oil, taking the money from what I understand, and putting it in an offshore bank account in Qatar. He's trying to come for other countries. I mean, look at all my videos. This is not my only video about Trump and all the foolishness that he's done. But ultimately, I just feel like he's doing all of what he's doing because he knows that the United States has his ass. He knows it. I mean, and for the fact that he knows that, he's trying to trash the United States, tear it up, rip it from limb to limb to where we won't even probably recognize this country by the time he's out of office. I pray to God they implement the 25th Amendment. I pray to God that they actually do what needs to be done because if they don't get him out of there soon, we won't have a country. And so, like I say, I really believe in my heart, my opinion only, that he's doing what he's doing because he knows that they have so much dirt on him. So it's like somebody where they get in trouble and they know you got them. They want to do everything they can to tear you apart because you are about to tear them apart and just put him to shame. By the time this is all done and over with, they're about to put him to shame, pretty much. So much going on. So Friday, from what I'm understanding, they released 3 million of the Epstein files. So the last time I spoke about it, and this is probably like my third show about it, minutely speaking on it, because I've been just sitting back trying to see what else comes out. What else comes out? So now we're finally getting to that point. 3 million of the Epstein files have been released. Uh, so it's a lot of people. It's a lot of people. This time, Jay Z has been mentioned. Bill Gates has been mentioned. Beyonce has been mentioned. I think his name is Pusha T from the rap group called The Clips. He's mentioned. Of course, Trump is mentioned with a 13-year-old girl, pretty much trying to size up her private parts. So it's really starting to get thicker now. The last that I heard was the files with Bill Clinton. He's supposed to be Bubba. So every little bit that I get is starting to just inchworm up to be more and more people. So that's what I'm saying. All of this flooding the zone, all these different things that are going on, and you're doing it only because he's doing it only because he does not want to be found out. But I'm like, it's too late at this point. I mean, everything is out now. Of course, they're saying that these things that are being said about these people are alleged because it hasn't been proven yet. So he can pretty much still deny it and say that's not true. None of that happened. Whatever, whatever. But I have always been an R. Kelly fan. But even in me being an R. Kelly fan, I've always felt like, okay, nobody's going to keep saying things about you if it's not true. Nobody's going to keep bringing up all these different things and saying, oh, well, they did this and they did that. He's with this young girl, that young girl. These things happen. I just don't believe in people continue to say things about you and it's not true. Now, there have been proven some cases where, like when they kept accusing Michael Jackson, it was proven to not be true. Even the boy came out and said they made him lie to try to bring him down. They wanted to bring him down, so they're trying to put the children on him. I never believed that for some reason. I could just intuitively pick up that they just wanted him that bad to where they would try to get a child to lie to say that, yeah, he, you know, sexually, did something to the children. But in that case, it ended up not being true. But in a lot of cases, you can kind of, not so much just by somebody saying it, but you can kind of like spiritually, intuitively tell when someone is up to no good or they're doing some stuff that they shouldn't be doing. And for me, that's what I picked up with R. Kelly, that something was happening. And I always say, why would you be moving in a certain way? Because you know, if they get mad or whatever the case may be, if they can't get money from you, they're going to try to either put something on you or tell something that you did. So that's why I'm just like, okay, in this case, it's all out there. If you didn't want any of these things to be known about what you do, you shouldn't have been never doing it in the first place because you have all this money and all these victims saying, yeah, they all did this. I'm even hearing information about Bill Gates as far as him, I guess, like giving his wife a disease from one of his little sexual escapades and having to try to get medicine to try to give her for her to help clear up whatever he had brought back home. So it's just amazing to me that all these people are rich and they're supposed to be way higher than the little people. Like we're the little people, we're down here. All these people are rich and they have all this money, but I look at it as you have all this money to only do more devilment. That's what my grandmother would say. You just doing more devilment. So if you were mischievous when you were broke, now that you have money, you're even more mischievous. You're gonna do more stuff. So it's just wow, like all the things that we're hearing, seeing what's happening. It's like it's all just a big fallout. I want to read a little bit of what I got from MSN um, News as far as what has happened since they have announced that Jay-Z is in the Epstein files. So yeah, but those are the names that I have so far. Jay-Z, Bill Gates, Pusha T from the Clips, Trump, and also Elon Musk. He's in them as well. So that's why I said I'll be back again as I, continue to get some stuff that I feel that's newsworthy to even be coming back talking about because this is not over by a long shot. And I honestly just feel like if at whatever point they finally release everything that we don't know about, we're going to be talking about this for eons. Even when he's finally gone on to glory, wherever that party, whatever glory that is for him, we're going to be here for a minute, for a long minute. And also, his wife, she just wrote out her movie this weekend. It's called Melania. It's supposed to be a look into like who she is as the first lady. And from what I've heard so far, bomber, bomber, bomber. It did not do well. Maybe a few seats sold. The people that did purchase seats, they were journalists just trying to come in there to see what it was, to see who was there, who came, who didn't come. And I'm hearing a lot of people that are supposed to be significant to the Trump administration was not there. Pam Bundy was not there, Cash Patel, and so on and so forth. So like a lot of the big names that people are supposed to be like pretty much messing with him, that's cool with him, or working for him, they were not there. But I did go back out and research some more, and I'm starting to see like top places like ABC News, CBS News, USA Today. They're trying to big it up and say that it actually turned out better than what was originally reported. And I'm kind of wondering, okay, is he getting to the news outlets now, telling them what they better say? Because if they don't say it's doing good, he may end up taking their media licenses. There may not be a ABC, there may not be a USA Today, there may not be a CBS News because he wants them to say what he wants them to say. So he's trying to take it from being where if they were saying bad things about it, he's trying to make them say good things about it to make it look like, yeah, it did better than what everybody said because I know he's not liking the fact that they're trashing the movie. Nobody wants to see it. I'm even hearing that they're going to go out there on Netflix and watch the movie about Michelle Obama, her legacy as far as being the first lady alongside Barack Obama. So it's a whole hot mess. It's a whole lot going on. Just back to back stuff. Oh, and I left out the part about Nicki Minaj. She's being dragged all over the place as well. She actually said that she is his number one fan. He's like the best president ever. She's really kissing his butt right now for whatever she needs. Now, another flip side of that, and I heard it from another channel, I want to mention names, but she actually mentioned something that I think that's very significant. She was like, okay, people are not looking at the fact that she had some deals with Jay-Z as far as like money wise. And maybe that's why she's over there on the Trump side trying to get, protection, maybe because he's supposed to have so much power. I mean, at this point, they got to be the mob or the mafia at this point. But maybe that's one of the reasons why she is over there. And I'm like, you know what? I didn't think about that because I know that she had been going back and forth with Jay Z, him owing her money, the back and forth, da 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 da. And he's supposed to be so, I guess, high in rank as far as power. She had to go get somewhere on somebody else's side that has more power than him again. But now that all the stuff is coming out, everybody's in the spotlight. He's on the Epstein files, and now Jay Z's on the Epstein files. And it's making you think, too, all that we've heard, maybe it is really true. Because he's been going back and forth with court battles, with some girl that's supposed to be, I think she could have been like a little special needs or something, saying that he had something to do with that. I mean, it's a lot. But whatever it is with Nicki Minaj, to me, it doesn't matter that even if she does go to him, if she's looking for protection, power, whatever, covering, and the situation with her husband and brother being, pedophiles as well, you still went to the wrong person because he will turn on you. He's a narcissist. He's a malignant narcissist. Donald Trump is. So the minute she ever tells him no, or she doesn't go along with whatever it is that he wants her to do, you're still not going to have protection. It's pretty much like between Trump and Jay-Z, choose your poison. Neither one of them are all that they're cracked up to be. Sad to say it, but it is what it is. I keep hearing all kind of rumors about Beyonce wanting a divorce. She doesn't like the publicity that him keep being mentioned and brought up and stuff is bringing to her. So it's just like I said before, and I will always say it. These people that are supposed to be celebrities, are supposed to be top of the line, rich, money, whatever, they're all for what they can get. They're all for how can they get where they're going. And if at some point it begins to happen to where they're not able to hold the weight by themselves, they're going to get on the next coattail that they can get on to keep themselves in the spotlight, pretty much. So that's what Nicki Minaj is doing. And I'm sure we don't know what Beyonce's going to do if the rest of this falls out as far as him being mentioned in the Epstein files. So, like I said, it's always so much. I think I pretty much have, covered everything, but everything else I want to do is just read a little bit of what I got from MSN.com from the news, just to give you the rundown. I mean, like I said, we got to keep our ears and eyes open because we got to see how everything turns out, and we got to keep our democracy. It's like you can't have what's going on in the government and entertainment separate. This stuff is colliding together. That's what we're watching here. So they're saying Beyonce's Instagram loses 10 million followers after Jay-Z named in the Epstein case. Beyonce has reportedly lost 10 million followers on Instagram after new allegations surfaced involving her husband, rapper Jay-Z. The claims come from the documents tied to the Jeffrey Epstein case released by the U.S. Department of Justice. According to reports, Jay-Z's Instagram account has lost over 100,000 followers after his name appeared in the documents. Some major accounts, including celebrities and brands, are believed to have unfollowed him. So you see, he's losing friends. This is how you know they don't really have friends. Like, does anybody have friends at this point? Because when stuff starts going bad for you, everybody jumping ship. That's what we're hearing here. At the time of reporting, Jay-Z still has around 1 million followers. And Beyonce, along with Lindsay Lohan, Diddy, Ivanka Trump, and Kris Jenner, continue to follow him. Speculation suggests Kim Kardashian, Rihanna, Apple Music, and the NFL have unfollowed him as well. The documents allege that in 1996, a woman was abducted from her home and later found herself in Jeffrey Epstein's Florida mansion, where she claims she was sexually assaulted by Harvey Weinstein. Now, he's already locked up. While Jay-Z, she was sexually assaulted by Harvey Weinstein while Jay-Z was allegedly present. And I think we've already heard this before, but they tried to cover it up, shut it down, and here it is back again. It's like a snowball effect. It's getting bigger. The document states she later awoke in the presence of Harvey Weinstein and Sean Carter, Jay-Z, while Weinstein had inserted his fingers into, that part was redacted. The alleged victim also said she experienced abuse at other times, including at a 2007 party attended by Weinstein and rapper Pusha T. He's from the group The Clips. The woman whose name was redacted told authorities she had no permanent address and moved between hotels. She said she was abducted on multiple occasions, awakening each time in luxurious settings, and claimed Epstein took part in some of the alleged abuse. Some of the allegations have resulted in charges. Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter, has not been formally accused of any crimes in connection to Epstein. Weinstein is currently serving time for a separate sexual assault conviction. Representatives for Jay-Z did not respond to requests for comment. So the story has sparked a strong reaction online, and a significant drop in social media followers shows the public's quick response to the allegations, even though they remain unproven. The situation highlights how serious allegations can immediately impact public perception, especially in the age of social media. And it does, because we all sit here, it's like we all the news at this point. Social media, the news, mainstream, independent. I'm independent, so independent news, whatever. We all sit here like, what's really going on here? It's important to remember that these claims are unverified, so it's all alleged, and no charges have been filed against Jay-Z. Yeah, so it's pretty much like just asking, like, what are your thoughts about it? I mean, it's like I said earlier, if it's true, what's done in the dark will always come to light. That's what we are with this. So, but yeah, I just want to pop in today and give you that. Yeah, it's just a lot. I just hope and pray that we're able to implement the 25th Amendment, because it's like I've said before in so many of my other videos, there is no standard at this point. It's like anything goes. He's not being punished for anything that he does. It's whatever at this point. It's like your ICE, which is the Klan, how I consider them to be. They're running around harassing the public, deleting the public just on a whim, whatever they want to do. Wait 11 days, come back, boom, boom, it's done, and on to the next situation. So it's really just getting crazy out here. And I also want to give you a little bit about what they're saying for the Melania reviews. The movie just came out this Thursday, Friday, I believe it was. They're saying this is what the actual reviews were before he started probably making USA Today, CBS News, and ABC News say what he wants them to say, because it's all out there. You get out there on social media, whatever, Google, whatever, pull it up, you'll see for yourself. But I think they're trying to fine tooth it and make it say what they want it to say, because it's been bad from what I'm hearing. Maybe a few seats sold, and that's it. So this is what I was able to come up with from MSN. They said the 2026 movie Melania has received mixed reviews from critics. The film, directed by Brett Ratner, and they saying he's a pedophile as well. It's like they all hanging together pretty much. The film, directed by Brett Ratner, focuses on Melania's life leading up to the 2025 presidential inauguration. Critics have described the film as a cheesy, inert portrayal of the First Lady, lacking drama and depth. The movie has been criticized for its orchestrated and airbrushed presentation, feeling like a shameless infomercial rather than a genuine documentary. Despite this, the film has been noted for its visual appeal, with Melania's Trump's fashion choices, and she can dress, she can really dress, and design tips being highlighted. The reviews suggest that while the film may not be a compelling documentary, it offers a glimpse into the personal side of Melania's life. And that's what I was going to say earlier. They're not bigger than the program. And I say that pretty much meaning they're not bigger than the program, meaning you can't dog the country. You can't it on other countries, it on any of the people of the world, and expect people to come out and support what you're doing. You're not bigger than the program. You can't do people wrong and expect people to come out and support your movie. You have the United States in shambles right now. You have other countries on guard, as in whether do they need to, amp up and get the military to come, say Greenland, Canada, whatever, because you're making threats that you're about to go and do something to other people. People have lost jobs. People are being laid off. People are in shambles right now, barely getting food stamps. And you think somebody's going to come and support your wife's movie. You're sadly mistaken. Again, I say he and his wife and any of the rest of them, they're not bigger than the program. You may be this, according to you in your mind, but if you shit on the people, you're nothing. You're nothing. And they just proved it this weekend. You're nothing. You probably had to go buy the tickets to make it look like it was the bomb diggity, and it wasn't. That's what I see for this whole thing. And so as he's walking on people, getting smart, flexing, getting his henchmen to knock people off and do all type of different things, you are not the guy. What you do in the dark will come to light. I mean, no one's going to go and support your wife's movie. You really don't know her. as they've said before, we really want to know the rest of the story, how you guys linked up. What is it? The Lolita Express, whichever plane they say they first did their thing on, the Epstein plane. You probably would have sold more tickets if you had outed that situation versus trying to polish her and make her look like she's his first lady. No, none of that. But like I said, you're not bigger than the program, and that's why you did not have support for your movie. Again, I just want to pop in and do my little rundown spill. I'm not even adding a video to this one today because you know what's going on. We all know what's going on. And so I pray, of course, hopefully we can get through this because, as I said, and I will leave off with this, I really believe he's trashing the United States because of all the dirt, all the information they have on him. And when you know this, that you've been got, you don't care then. Whatever happens, happens. He's pretty much trying to take us down with him. He's going down the drain. He's trying to take everybody else down the drain with him. So I will see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one and enjoy your Sunday. Shonellis Radio TV. See you in the next one.